you look at where Bitcoin is today, it's stuck in that $60,000 range. We see meaningful pullbacks across the sector. Bitcoin miners and treasury firms, they're all pivoting to AI. What's fundamentally changed in that period, in that 3 years?
AI boom, and everyone's focus going into AI, multi-billion-dollar valuation at the seed rounds. And I feel like slowly and slowly the way IPO market is turning up for the AI, people are using that cash to slowly go back to the crypto. That's the trend we have started seeing, both from the investor side and the founder side. Most of the founders we lost to AI are slowly finding stablecoin payments for AI agents and like the merger or some sort of a marriage between AI and crypto.
Okay, I like the way that you weave those two things together. According to CryptoQuant, Bitcoin whales have added about 43,000 Bitcoin over the past 60 days. Do you see signs of that? Does that align with what you see in terms of activity, in terms of investments?
I feel like it's mostly institutional. The Bitcoin whales buying from the market, of course, the price is down. Everybody's expecting year end for the prices to really move again. But I feel like having wallets, especially those whale wallets, moving Bitcoin around instead of having a clear data that that's been bought from any of the exchanges, because we do not have dark web selling Bitcoins anymore. So everything is accounted for, every wallet is accounted for. So till I don't see that movement in the market and some sort of a percentage margin up on Bitcoin, I think it's the movement of Bitcoin than this buying of the Bitcoin.
Kavita, if I can ask you a question back about your role as an investor. So you've got a lot of portfolio companies that are looking for a liquidity event. Give us a sense of where do you see IPOs for crypto companies? You know, till about a few months ago, we were expecting a dozen companies to come out. Now everything seems to be pushed back. Give us a sense of what we can expect for the next 6 to 12 months in terms of crypto companies going public.
It's a very good question, Dee. I think there are 2 or 3 things which has to happen, and some like one after another and some in parallel. I think for me, the most important thing is going to be that first, we have to have these big AI companies IPO. That cash has to come back into the market. While that is happening, we are already seeing a lot of movement with crypto prices, especially the big acquisitions which are happening in the market. There are 2 big things which are already happening in the market. MasterCard announced a huge acquisition of a company, BVNK, which is a cross-chain stablecoin company. At the same time, we have Goldman Sachs going for a $2.5 billion acquisition for their ETF to actually be a competitor with BlackRock. So what we are basically seeing in the market is huge crypto company acquisitions. These companies would have been in line to do IPO, but they are seeing a huge value in getting acquired and having a liquidity in the market. Those founders, those early employees are coming back, and suddenly you are seeing prices are being stuck, not going down, because there is a buyer's movement slowly coming up in the market. And then in parallel, a very interesting thing which is happening is Fidelity going to the government and saying that they want to add staking to their ETFs, especially the Ethereum ETF, which can take their yields up by 10 to 12%. And I think that is a very big deal, because not only that indicates the market that decentralized finance is now not a separate thing. The centralized finance and decentralized finance are just jumping up together. But the other important thing is it's showing indication that institutions are ready to go deeper than just stablecoin. So all those things combined together, big companies are still going to go to IPO, but they're going to have this wave of acquisitions, the money in the market, and the AI IPO cash.